the first game of the series. But before we go in, what do you think here? Can Bigatron pull this Alice off again?
You know what? I think they can, right, with their composition. It's going to be very, very scary here for the side of Bigatron. Let's see, though. Will Beloyski Franco will be able to dictate the game as let's go. Land of Dawn, here we go for game one between the Red Robots and the Geeks. Who will be able to strike first here in this best of three?
Looking at a Terizo with a high and dry emblem now. Gonna try to play it fast. Gonna try to go for burst in these team fights as well. Expect him to clear the waves and rotate as fast as level 4. Once he gets that level 4, he's more of a utility kind of XP laner. He's not gonna be staying in lane. He is gonna be participating in a lot of these team fights. Same goes for the Brody. As he gets that item power spike, expect him to rotate more than staying in lane.
What I find very interesting is that a boy as well as Beloyski have opted to go in for the top side, but look at this here. This is what we need from Beloyski. Disrupt the farming pattern here in the top side.
Gets a stun though. Moreno will poke Beloyski down here, but it's just a poke here. Beloyski still holding that flicker, realizing that he is still able to soak in the damage, so no first blood in that encounter.
They need to prevent Super Ken from roaming around too fast or farming too fast, and you can see already the movements coming in from Beloyski. He was able to give, I think, a little bit of an edge for Jana there in the early stages of the game, but he might be punished here. Luckily, he does still have the flicker. And the one thing to note is usually something like the Farsa, right? Someone on the Farsa would usually opt to go in for the EXP rotation to get that level 4, but we don't see this happening here for Geek.
Definitely not. Again, I think the Franco is going to be roaming across the map more constantly when this happens. Avoy is going to be kind of nailed down to the mid lane with the mid control that Valentina has over him. And again, if the game goes with the slow tempo, Bigatron Alpha will be able to scale a lot better. Knowing that Chidera is on a Brody, they need to make moves fast, especially in the early stage of the game. Luckily for them, though, they will have a little bit more pressure to play with in the neutral objective take. Mid lane, though.
Let's see, it's a 3v1 here. Beloyski caught off guard there, but Geek Slate will find compensation in that first neutral objective take. Super Ken will go and commit on towards a kill, not on towards a contest.
So they lose Beloyski, but they get a neutral objective. And this is Geek Slate just being Geek Slate, right? They don't mind utilizing or sacrificing Beloyski for the greater things or the greater picture, which is the neutral objective control. But even despite that, it feels like Bigatron Alpha still have a bit of an edge when it comes down to the economy.
I think it's mostly, again, the jungle pathing that has to really do with the gold lead right now as they go in, Gani.
Another airstrike. Oh, Flicker Fataling connecting on towards one. Jana now with a Prism's Wrath will not find anyone just yet. He takes in a lot of damage. He will not fall for now, but I might be wrong. As Super Ken will connect on towards the kill, and Beloyski with the Iron Hook there, finding the roamer, getting a kill as well. Geek Slate, though, it's still a key for Jana.
It's going to be really good for Bigatron Alpha. I just remembered this as well. You know, the Ferrimist is the standard counter towards the glue, but with the Alice, it's going to be really good up against the split as well to try to counter it. Now it's going to be the Iron Hook. Saken able to dodge away from that, and Geek Slate, the kill that they were able to get earlier wasn't onto Chidera, it was onto Beloy, so the resource not put into the right place just for now.
Quite unfortunate in that regard. And coming back here, they still have 20 seconds left to start setting up for the next turtle. If Geek Slate are going to go for it, I think they are going to try and look for a pickoff on the board, try to pressure Super Ken once again, and you can see Jana doing exactly that.
Still with the invades, further airstrike in the backside. And take a look at the suppression, connecting onto it. So Rizzo, 1 HP, and he will fall. He soaking a lot of damage. He will be next in the chopping block, but Jana will be taken down in the process now. It's a 2-for-1, but it seems like Super Ken is... You still want business, and take a look at Kaluk in the black side, just wreaking havoc in the hands of Moreno, but Moreno with the flicker is able to disengage. Super Ken now looking and moving on towards a fight. Gets the immobilize here. Will Luke be a save? Oh my god, very low as the Iron Hook will be able to somehow give and buy time, and Super Ken will be taken down by Aboy. Aboy now has a Purify, still holding it on. Will go for the clutch of Wings by Wings. Combined with that Purify, he will escape, but Jana finding the next neutral objective.
You think for a moment that Geek Slate is playing scrappily, but it turns out that was a distraction in order for them to be able to give Ajana the space to get the neutral objective control. And looking at the talents prediction, a 2 versus 4 here on the desk, with Mirko the only one on the English panel voting for Geek.
Like I said, man, Geek Slate will have to face a lot, even the Miracle Curse, if they want to secure upper brackets here. Up against Bigatron Alpha right now, that's able to slow the tempo real down. Only 1,000 gold lead for Geek Slate. Remember, again, the composition for Geek Slate with the Brody and the Franco, they need to look for a little bit more in the early stage of the game. They need to try to shut down Saken, because if this slow tempo continues, Bigatron Alpha will be able to find an advantage in the mid-game.
3-man setup here top side. Loiski sees no opening. Oh, the suppression comes through, and the combination there. A boy will secure the kill. Atlas there wasn't even able to flicker out of that Iron Hook. Well, off that Bloody Hunt, of course. But still, Geek Slate here now with the control.
Now, if you take a look at the goal differences here, even though Super Ken has lost out in the turtle take department, it does seem like, again, with that jungle pathing, that was the reason as to why Bigatron Alpha had the gold lead for a bit, right? It's his jungle pathing that is for now a bit superior, with him having a little bit more gold to play with, despite him dying that one time.
Oh, Flicker fatally connecting onto her suit. Oh boy, will escape. Poloski will fall now. Jana will assist Kadera in that kill. It's a 1-for-1, but Saken will be taken down there. Kadera is just too free in that top side now. The mid side will be the target. 3 members from side of Bigatron looking to defend, as Geek Slate again with a favorable trade.
Yeah, 1-for-2 trade, roamer for roamer, but the problem was Bigatron Alpha, they lost Saken in the process, and this is the exact type of aggression that you'd expect from the composition that Geek Slate have brought here in this particular game. More neutral objective control, but in the bottom side, so Rizzo.
Fitness flickers away. Lorski now will be stunned up. Taking a lot of damage. Saken is there to claim the kill. Another 200 gold for Saken.
Good resource allocation from the side of Bigatron Alpha, but even better by Geek Slate. We just mentioned that they need to push the tempo, and they are doing exactly that. Chidero with a very aggressive flicker as well. They are able to claim more map pressure, but Bigatron Alpha still slowly but surely coming back and equalizing that gold lead. And more importantly, they're allocating those resources, the gold, properly. Saken, you would have thought maybe it's going to be Moreno who finds that kill, who gets it, but they want to funnel as much gold as possible for the man, Saken, to get that item power spike, already with the golden staff in the 7th minute.
Going to commit on towards Alice here, it seems like. Is that the right call? Super Ken still very comfortable in escaping, and Geek Slate now, with the tempo gone down drastically, they're taking their time here. Gold is still leading towards Geek Slate, but it can very much change.
It can change, and the thing is, these are the top 2 people that you do want to funnel the gold onto, right? And Beloyski wants to punish that.
Flicker Bloody Hunt here, combined with the Feather Airstrike, still not enough to take him down. Super Ken here, very, very tanky.
That was a flicker and 2 ultimates spent by Geek Slate, and they weren't able to push it. Now, the longer the game goes again, Super Ken is only going to get even tankier. He's going to be doing more damage with the stacks culminating already for Bigatron Alpha. This will definitely be a little bit tougher for Geek Slate as they look for Jana, almost setting up for that perfect Iron Hook, but just a pixel away.
All right, Geek Slate once again with a 1,000 gold lead, and it's not going to mean much. Like you mentioned here, the longer this game goes, you can see Bigatron looking for a potential setup for them to be able to get more space around the next neutral objective, which is the Lord. But it does seem like they have been sniped out with the positioning, with how just reactive Beloyski is. And if we take a look at the real-time win probability, it's still looking in favor of Geek, but it's slowly shifting as the clock ticks.
High stakes matchup here, 59% because of that early game pressure. They're able to get a tier 1, more map pressure, but Chorizo jumps in with a wild charge.
Oh my goodness, take a look at the damage there. Moreno quite low in the backside, but Loisky though will be the first one to fall. A good re-engage. It was a Grok there setting up with that wild charge as well. Now it's a 5v4. Will Geek Slate do some compensation? Key opening up with the perfect match, looking for Jana, taking a lot of damage as well. Luke in the backside here, looking to cause havoc, but it seems like nothing yet from the side of Geek Slate. Geek Slate now mounting Chorizo, just Chorizo though, they will not commit. Now with the wing fly rings with the Lord as well here, just hovering, doing the Lord dance.
Beloy respawn.
Yeah, exactly. They were buying enough time to wait for Beloyski to make it a play, but there goes Chorizo!
Oh my goodness, the suppression connects onto his ski, but Bigatron Alpha, they got the first Lord. The retreat, the fall back now, and it seems like Beloyski with the hook will not connect. They want the mid side. Bigatron, are they able to defend this one now? Jana jumps in, they will not be able to, as Geek Slate claims another structure.
Disciplined, very disciplined by Bigatron Alpha. Getting the Lord and backing off, only losing Key. A tier 1 turret they have to pay for as well. Geek Slate not letting it go for free. It's very good from both of the teams, man. There's always a punish for any proactive movement on the map, but that setup was impeccable. So Rizzo hiding in the back so that he isn't shown on the map, then flickering with the wild charge to get the stun onto Jana to make it a 100% retribution. Not a 50-50 that we all know Jana likes to win.
Already some pressure here once again, though, from Bigatron Alpha. Even though they got a little bit punished there in the top side, losing that structure, it seems like Bigatron Alpha are able to punish back. Now, with the Lord here marching down there in the bottom side, it looks like Bigatron Alpha are trying to push all 3 lanes to get as much value as they can. Key already looking for something as they go in for more.
Just keeps on going, right? The slow tempo from Bigatron Alpha, and they want it to continue this way. Saken has finished up the DHS, so now he has all 3 items, which makes him a pretty big threat now for Geek Slate. Early on, maybe Geek Slate could go for the 5v5s without thinking of much, but now they really gotta respect Saken on this carry.
Bigatron here, very disciplined indeed, Miracle. They will not commit on towards the tier 2 in that bot side. Geek Slate, they're still able to somehow manage to keep the tier 2 mid side, but they will sacrifice the inner turret top and as well as bot here, it seems like. Item-wise, anything significant?
Well, again, it's that item power spike that we are seeing for Saken. Despite him in the losing matchup, he has been able to actually keep that gold lead to a minimum for the Brody. He's only 200 gold behind, about to be just 100 gold behind in a bit. But also, if we take a look at the Valentina, he actually went for a little bit of a... Well, he actually got the Holy Crystal a bit faster there. You can already see it now. That's the reason they've been able to find a little bit more damage in the peel. And similarly to how Alter Ego played that Valentina, Udil played that Valentina, Moreno's trying to replicate that. This Valentina is there to act as utility more so than a damage dealer. He's there to provide the peel for Saken in the back line. That's the common front-to-back composition that we have seen. And this is the front-to-back composition that Bigatron Alpha wants to make work.
And unfortunately here for Geek Slate, in the 13th minute of the game, Bigatron Alpha have picked up themselves a little bit of a gold lead here. So the tides have begun to shift with the power spikes finally hitting for Bigatron Alpha. Geek Slate, now they are grasping at straws at the moment. They need to look for a big play, honestly, a good pick-off to be able to win this, and they look for exactly that.
Oh, the concealed play towards the backside claims Saken, but Boy will be taken down as well. Flicker fatally connecting onto his one with the feather and strike here. Will it be enough to take Beloyski down? No, it will not. Watch out though, with the high-end drive will claim Beloyski's life, and it's gonna be another member from the side of Geek Slate taken out. Jana and Luke versus the world now. Bigatron looks for another play. It's taking a lot of damage here, so Rizzo and Moreno, but no, they will not commit. It's Bigatron Alpha, 3-4-1.
I rarely get to see you clap, Eterna. That was really, really well played by Bigatron Alpha. My goodness, I thought with Saken down, that's their main damage dealer. But again, with Moreno acting as a secondary damage dealer, sure, he acts as utility, he wants to cover it, but if Saken dies, it's fine. Moreno can take over here in the mid game. It will really matter in the later stages when the death timers aren't even bigger. Saken needs to respect that now. He has learned it the hard way that Beloy can make these kind of plays happen. This is the exact same play that we mentioned in the pre-game highlights for the first leg. This is what Beloy likes to do. The odds are against them, doesn't matter. He likes to create these spaces for his team to come back, to turn the tides, and it almost worked out for Geek Slate.
And coming back to your point there, right? It's not just Moreno that's a secondary damage dealer, but Cerezo as well, right?
Yeah.
He's been playing phenomenally. And oh my god, the mechanics there, I wish we could see a replay, but here we go, another play goes down.
Luke gets taken out, the Lord, it will fall to the hands of Jana. Bigatron, though, they will look for a fight and force it. Beloyski down, Jana down, sweet dreams, Geek Slate. As Bigatron Alpha now with the lead. Though they lost Lord, Bigatron looks for another flicker, failing play, and Kadera will be the victim. Bigatron Alpha, it doesn't matter if they didn't get the Lord, they will get the base turret bot side.
Oh no, our boy is the only one left standing here. Connie, Mirko, it looks like they're looking for an end.
Finish Runcheon for a boy, and Bigatron Alpha strikes first in the best of 3. What a quality, what a performance displayed by the red side.
My god, everyone stepped up in